Hey there, it's Diane Banks, radio personality and voiceover actress in Chicago, on Twitter every day at Diane_Banks. Let's follow each other. Voice123.com/Diane Banks. My voice demo's here. You can hire me or take voice classes with me on Skype. Yeah, classes. And on YouTube, new videos all the time. Here are my latest, some suggestions for you on what to watch. And also, we are up to 604,000 views. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please tell your friends and please share my videos as you do. And leave these great comments. Keep it up. And let's do a couple before we get to today's topic. Noodle Gaming says Mickey's actually beside Donald, talking about My Little Mermaid Easter egg secretly hidden in the movie. Thanks for that. David Vasquez says, I'm new and you only went up to 6. Keep up the good work. He's talking about my video with the Tony nominee secretly connected to Disney characters. He's absolutely right. I forgot to do number 7 of the top 7. So here it is. Annalie Ashford was, of course, a Tony actress. And she is the voice of a singing troll, Fixer-Upper from Frozen. So that's her Disney connection. And thanks, David, for pointing that out. I feel bad that I forgot. Cupcake Sparkle says, Kristen Chenoweth, I'm not sure how to spell it, was my favorite lookalike in a great video. Thanks to you. And she's talking about the same video, the Tony nominees and the secret Disney characters. So keep those comments coming. Disney Insider today for our great topic, going inside Pete Docter's mind, the director of Inside Out, for 5 Disney classics that inspired the movie. And this is really interesting. Monsters, Inc. is the first one, and there's a section of the movie where emotions, joy, Amy Poehler, and sadness, Phyllis Smith, travel to the section of Riley's mind that generates her nightly subconscious entertainment. It's called Dreamland Studios. If you saw it, you know that. Well, it bears an uncanny resemblance to an early version of Monsters, Inc., where Mike and Sully are entertainers, not the scary bump-in-the-night creatures. You might remember that. I have not seen Inside Out yet, so I'm hoping you're going to tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I don't know. Is this Dreamland Studios? I tried to find something similar, or maybe this, because the 2 characters that they mention are there, sadness and joy, and if you look at it, there's a great similarity in tone that they're talking about. I mean, look at that. The colors are just very, very similar. So I'm thinking maybe that's Dreamland Studios. You'll have to let me know. But anyway, they're saying that there's a big comparison there. And he said, yeah, you're right. That there was a influence for us in the movie. I'll put the link for this so you can read more further on. But I'm just going to try to go through it kind of quick. Reason and Emotion. This is a more esoteric inspiration. This was an animated short, you might remember. It was produced during World War II. It's on Twitter. It's on YouTube, and I'll give you a little sneak peek of it. But basically, there are similarities because it's the brain thing again. And let me show you a quick clip here where emotion tries to take over for reason. And here we go. Yeah, let's see if I get some audio. So he's taking over the brain.
Hi, babe. Going my way?
And that's what you get for not listening to reason. It served him right, young lady.
Pretty cute. And there's the similarity, and you can definitely see that. And then if we look a little bit here, he talks about being drawn to the animation specifically from this movie. He said, growing up with the illusion of life, the reference book by animators Ollie Johnson and Frank Thomas, 2 of the 9 Old Men. There are some of the great drawings in there. I remember referencing them, the short, as being a great chance to show off this character's emotion. He goes on from there. But before we go on to the next one, I just want to point that out too, that is a pretty amazing book. If you love animation, you should have it. I bought it years ago for like $100, and you can get it now really cheap on Amazon. The Illusion of Life. It really is the best thing I've ever read on animation. It's only like $30 now if you want to get it. But let's go on to the next one. So there's Reason and Emotion. Cranium Command. There's a lot of people who pointed out these similarities between the 2 here. This used to be in the Wonders of Life Pavilion at Epcot. Dana Carvey was in it. You might remember this. But basically, Pete Docter is saying it's more about the physical than the emotional, and they tried to get away from the physical in this movie. And I'll just show you a quick little thing here. You might remember this is the kid that was inside the brain in Cranium Command. Charles Grodin was in it, and then here we see him looking out from inside the head at a girl he has a crush on. So just a little look back at that. And also, this too I thought was kind of interesting. The Cranium Command from the exhibit, let me pull that up again, sorry, looks a lot like the Cranium Command shape from Reason and Emotion. So there's this big Kevin Bacon connection here going on. 6 degrees, right? Don't you think, though, the way that's shaped? Okay, anyway, we'll go back on to Cranium Command. Okay, and so really quick to go through this, but I just thought this was kind of cool too. He said he was actually an intern at the time, but he got to make a long story short, he was able to work on Cranium Command, and he said, I remember it being really funny, and that there was definitely an influence, even though, again, they wanted to get away from the physical and go more for the emotional, internal and inside out. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. One reference point bandied about is that each of the dwarves have a very specific emotion, and that's kind of some influence, and he would agree with that it's influenced by there. And I'll just give you a quick turn here. I took my kids to Disney World. This is Pete Docter talking. A couple of weeks ago, it was like, there's the grumpy t-shirt. If we do our job right, 80 years from now, there'll be an anger t-shirt in Disney World or on the Disneyland that'll be on the moon. So it wasn't narratively or structurally the same, but there's an inherent charm to the movie and a grace I was hoping we could eke out. And I'm sorry, it was actually the producer who said that, not Pete Docter. But pretty interesting, right? That they used the same kind of emotions that you got out of each of the dwarves as an inspiration. And finally, John Sibley, another reference point for Pete Docter for the movie, was the Goofy shorts, well known for the elastic animation style from John Sibley. And I have a little quick snippet of that to show you too, because he talks about, Pete says, I was a big fan of his. The unsung animator did a lot of Goofy animation. To me, he was always able to capture a wonderful, loose, weird kind of movement. Felt physically believable, but more extreme than what any actor could do. I mean, Amy Poehler would be in pain if she tried to do physically what he did. That super exaggerated, supercharged movement. And I'll give you a quick show of this before we wrap up.
Speedball is referred to as the fireball, smoke ball.
See how rubbery he is. So that's kind of like what they were going for with that. So as we wrap up here, I thought that was a great topic for today. Whoever did it from Disney Insider, they didn't tell us exactly who it is. But let me know your thoughts. Is there something from a Disney movie that reminded you when you were watching Inside Out? And if you haven't seen the movie yet, tell me what you're excited most about seeing it. If there's a particular character that you identify with or anything like that in the comments. Diane Banks at Twitter, Diane_Banks, voice123.com/Diane Banks, and YouTube, new videos all the time. Please subscribe, continue to share, and watch my videos. And yes, subscribe, and have a great day.